Virtual reality and social media marketing are the main frontiers for STRIVR, a company that is transforming the way that individuals learn. Mr. Danny Belch is well aware of this, as he's been with the company from the ground floor. When we come back, we'll chat with Danny and find out more about his professional journey. Could you give us your name and your professional title?
My name is Danny Belch. I am the head of business development at STRIVR.
Nice to meet you, Danny. Could you introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. I lead business development at STRIVR. I think we're going to get to that later on in the conversation, but STRIVR is a virtual reality platform that allows companies to create and deploy training in an immersive environment for their employees. I'm born and raised in San Diego, California. I went to Stanford University for my undergrad. I was also an athlete at Stanford. I ran track on the track team. I was a sprinter, 100 meters, 200 meters. I've also have a degree from Harvard Business School. I went to Harvard for business school, graduated in 2016. I've been to 46 of our 50 states, really trying to get to all 50. Love to play golf, and I love to do the New York Times crossword puzzle. Really interested in that, especially Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, what are some of the services that your business provides?
So like I said, STRIVR is a virtual reality platform, which means that we take virtual reality headsets that have become popular these days, like the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive, and we deploy those at companies and organizations of all sizes to allow them to train their own employees in a really immersive setting. So a lot of times training, when we do training, you're either doing it online and you're clicking through and you're doing something else and you're just wishing it to be over as fast as you can, and it's boring and you just want to get through it. Well, that's a lot of what training is right now in corporate America. We're trying to change that by offering this type of training experience that is really immersive. So you can put on a VR headset and you basically are in the situation that you were training in. So for example, if I'm trying to train on how to manage a store at Walmart, for example, if I'm a Walmart associate, instead of just clicking online or going online and clicking through something or listening to someone talk to me about it, I can actually put on a headset and be in the store. So I can be in the store, I can see customers coming at me left and right, I can figure out what to do, all in a more immersive, experiential way that is far above any sort of other training activity and that you might otherwise have. And it's super, super effective. So our company basically provides all that service for a company like Walmart, from the software to getting the headsets to them, to all the services around the change management and implementation, and really brings training into the 21st century for companies like Walmart and others.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So what is your specific role at STRIVR?
My role is to, there's a lot of things I do at STRIVR, but basically my role is to sell to some of our bigger accounts. So I work with some of our bigger accounts like Verizon, for example, and just basically try to get them to figure out that STRIVR is what they want and shepherd them through the STRIVR process, and really work with them on where they want to do VR, what would be best, and getting them implemented and going. I also do kind of a business development and partnership role, which is basically how can STRIVR make partnerships, figure out what's next, be really forward thinking in what we need to do, work with other organizations to do integrations and other things like that. It's all about kind of just being on the forefront of STRIVR in our industry and figuring out where exactly we might need to play, what's coming down the line, what do we need to think about. So I also kind of do that as well.
Right, that sounds amazing. So when I say the words virtual reality, what comes to mind?
Virtual reality. A long 5-year process of starting STRIVR all the way about 5 years ago to today. But no, virtual reality, what comes to mind is something new and innovative and far better than most alternatives. Virtual reality, when I think of the term and I think of what it can provide, it provides such a better experience than what is sort of going on today. All I can think about is all the benefits that VR can provide to someone who wants to use it.
Right, absolutely. So why do you love your job?
I love my job because, first of all, I get to do a lot of things. So I'm never kind of doing one thing. I wake up in the morning and I might be having to go meet with a customer, having to go try to talk to a potential prospect and try to get them on the STRIVR platform. I might have to go talk to another company to try to make a partnership together. So I get to do a variety of things. We are a startup. We're about 150 people. So I do have a lot of flexibility. So I do love the idea that I don't have to necessarily be at my desk from 8 to 5 and go through a series of meetings. I have a lot of flexibility and autonomy with our company and a smaller company that's more nimble and agile. Mm-hmm. There's always something new to do. There's always something interesting going on. There's a lot of issues that pop up because a small startup trying to grow is constantly got little things here and there. Sometimes I feel like the company's going to fall apart. Other times I feel like we're going to be the next Amazon. It goes back and forth, but at the same time, that's kind of why I like it, right? It's something new and interesting and keeps you on your toes. And compared to some other jobs I've had, this is extremely interesting and something that I never can get too comfortable, which I like. There's always something new to do or new to think about, and that's why I love it.
Definitely, it's a good thing, keeping it interesting. Well, you mentioned that you're a small company, startup about 150 people. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of having a good team around you?
A good team. Good team is pretty much everything, right? I think the term "chain only as strong as their weakest link," and you can be the best at something, and you can think that you are head and shoulders above anyone else, but it really comes down to the team around you. It doesn't matter if I'm the best salesperson or the best person to go negotiate a partnership. I can't do it alone.
What steps should someone take that is interested in the industry of virtual reality?
If you're interested in virtual reality, first of all, kind of think about what area of virtual reality you're interested in. Are you interested in the development of the content experiences and developing a really cool, immersive experience? Are you interested in the hardware, like actually building the headsets? Are you interested in the software component? What are you most interested in? From there, then figure out, okay, who are the key players? How do I get involved? What do I do? This is a new industry. Do I try to do something on my own? Do I work with a big company like a Facebook or an HTC or a Sony that's making these headsets and providing hardware and software? So think about kind of what area interests you the most, and then figure out from there, should I go talk to companies and sort of maybe get involved there? Should I try something myself because this is a relatively new industry and there's a lot of room for creativity and entrepreneurship? But I definitely would suggest, first and foremost, the VR industry is kind of separated into a couple silos around content, hardware, software. So what do you want to do? What interests you? And then go from there.
Awesome. So could you tell our viewers what are some VR projects that you've been a part of personally?
I've been part of a lot of them. Our company started and still continues to do sports. So basically we use I talked a lot about Walmart and sort of big companies using our training, but we have another division of our company, and the reason our company got started was because we use this technology for athletes, professional athletes and athletes in college. So at the very beginning of STRIVR's history, I was doing a lot of work with our sports teams, which was always really fun because it's a really valuable thing for these athletes to use. They can replicate their practices and they can go through 100 reps without having to put their bodies in any sort of danger of injury. So I really enjoyed kind of getting our company off the ground while working with some of the teams around on the country in football and basketball, the U.S. ski team. And then another great one I worked on was with Verizon. We did a VR experience around store robbery. What happens if a store gets robbed, and what are the steps you take? It's a very emotional, intense experience for the employees who may be involved. And all of their retail store employees had to go through this training, and we basically built a really solid, immersive experience of what it would be like to be in a robbery and the steps you should take. And it was so well received. It won awards. The employees loved it. The folks at Verizon loved it. They were so proud of it. It was just really special. And I loved working with Verizon on that project, as well as just, that's when VR really shines, when you have this really awesome experience come to life in a headset where I'm sitting right here, but I can put on a headset and be immersed in a Verizon store, and all of a sudden feel like I'm getting robbed. And what do I do? And fantastic execution on all fronts there, and really, really excited to be a part of that one.
Wow, it sounds like VR can really open up some really exciting opportunities and really unique situations for these businesses. So that's so cool that you get to be a part of it. So Danny, do you have any final thoughts for our Gen Zs watching?
Gen Zs, how much time do I have? No, I'm just kidding. Final thoughts for Gen Z. The current times have really thrown everything off. Who knows what the new normal is going to be after COVID as it relates to remote work and technology. We've become so dependent on technology, not only in our personal lives, but also now in our work lives. So I would just say, I think the world's going to come back to a place, maybe it's not going to be like it was 2 years ago, but it's going to be close. I don't think we're going to be sitting in front of computers forever and doing remote calls. So I would say, don't lose the art of in-person communication. And then also kind of from the business world, just a small piece of advice that I always kind of give is do well with your grammar. So writing. So when you write emails, when you write thank you letters, when you have to write proposals and you have to do PowerPoint presentations, really nothing is I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be worse, but it's pretty bad when you see people have spelling mistakes and poor grammar, and it doesn't reflect well. Like, you read an email that has spelling mistakes, you notice that, right? Mm-hmm. And it's something that's so easy to avoid, and it's so easy just to do a spell check or read it again. Having a well-written email or proposal or presentation or document versus one that has grammatical errors or doesn't have the right commas in the right place, it really is a difference, and it will definitely help you in your sort of business endeavors if you are the one who actually has the right grammar and has the best grammar, because that person will definitely be succeeding and not being sort of looked at as someone who can't even spell words right or can't even, put a sentence together.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Danny. That was our last question, but you gave some really great tips to our young professionals, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
You as well. Thank you for the opportunity.
There's absolutely no substitute for doing what you love. If you're interested in the virtual reality industry or looking for career opportunities associated with it, go to strivr.com/careers as they're hiring. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on Jobvation.